When I want to talk about something so geeky that I am pushing the limits of what even the Rachel Maddow Show's staff of geeks will tolerate, the producers here get me to do it in 2 minutes or less. Tonight's challenge comes in something I mentioned earlier, the Medicare eligibility age. Sexy topic, right? Try to control yourself, Rachel Maddow's audience. Now, despite the fact that it is incredibly unpopular, Republicans really want to make cuts in Medicare, and specifically they want to raise the eligibility age by 2 years, from 65 to 67. That is also super unpopular. But the White House is open to it. They were open to it in 2011 in the Boehner-Obama talks. They're open to it now. What's weird about this policy is that it is always presented as the height of fiscal responsibility, even though it is kind of fiscally irresponsible. Which brings us to tonight's challenge: why raising the Medicare eligibility age does not actually save you very much money and is probably a bad policy idea in under 2 minutes. Okay, do we have the clock? Let's do it. The argument for cutting 65 and 66-year-olds out of Medicare in a deficit talk is simple. It saves money, right? The Kaiser Family Foundation estimates that when all is said and done, the government would save a $5.7 billion in the first year of that plan. But those 65 and 66-year-olds, they don't disappear. They're still going to be here, and they're going to even get sick sometimes, which means these savings that we see by kicking them off the Medicare rolls, they pop back up elsewhere in the economy. It's not pure savings. It's a cost shift. First and foremost, of course, you're going to see increased costs for the seniors themselves, who will have to find another health insurer. Since Medicare is huge and it uses its bargaining power to push down its prices it pays less than private insurers by quite a bit. The seniors turning to private insurers will have to pay more for the same coverage, about $3.7 billion more in the first year of the policy. For those 65 and 66-year-olds who are eligible for Medicaid, states will have to pick up some of that tab. So nearly $750 million will move to the states, we think. Then there are the employers. Many of the newly Medicare ineligible will turn to their employers. That will increase the health care costs of American companies by $4.5 billion. Some of these seniors, of course, will turn to the Affordable Care Act, raising premiums for the younger people in the new insurance exchanges. Those left in Medicare will pay a higher average premium, too, because the younger, healthier seniors have left, which means the average premiums go up for those who are older and sicker. All that will cost about $2.5 billion. So in order to save the federal government $5.7 billion, this plan to raise Medicare eligibility age would cost about twice that much across the economy. Done. Stop the clock. So that is the explanation in under 2 minutes, as promised. And now you might wonder, though, given all that, why are Democrats even considering a policy so fiscally pointless? Well, the reason this plan doesn't save much money is the same reason they're considering it. It won't hurt people all that much, at least compared to some of the alternatives on the table. Jonathan Chait made this point at New York Magazine, calling the Medicare eligibility proposal a sensible bone to throw to the right because it has weirdly disproportionate symbolic power, both among Republicans in Congress and establishmentarian fiscal scolds. Meager and inefficient though the savings may be, they pack a lot of punch in delivering Republican votes. That's what Nancy Pelosi meant when she called it a trophy Republicans want. Republicans see this as a big win for them. Big. And that's kind of the White House's quiet argument. It's terrible policy, but because Obamacare and employers and others are there to catch a lot of these people, it might get more Republican votes while doing less harm to seniors than the alternatives.